nominated for the 3x3 challenge. So fair warning, there are some things you just can't unsee. I am riding painfully slow because this isn't really a riding video. It is a audio content video. Programming note, I will post all channels mentioned in this video with links at the end and then links in the description. Highly recommend you guys go out and check out these awesome channels. So Mason's ADV gracefully nominated me for the 3x3 challenge. Hit up his channel, go check it out. The 3x3 challenge, if you haven't seen it on other folks' channels, it is you tell 3 things that people don't know about you, and then you nominate 3 other folks. So we will get to that in good time. So number 1, the first in this little skit is, what shall I start with first? Okay, circa 1981. I was riding dirt bikes and enjoying life, and I wanted to spread my wings and find some way of non-parental transportation. And where I grew up, you could get your motorcycles learner permit before you could get your driving permit. So at 15 and a half, 6 months early, you could get your motorcycle learning permit. And the custom detail of that is that you couldn't take anybody with you on the vehicle. So you were out there on your own doing whatever it is that you wanted to do whenever you wanted to do it. So I went ahead and petitioned my father. Let me switch driving modes here. So I asked my dad, who was the most motorcycle friendly, seeing as how he got me into motorcycling in my infancy. I asked Dad, I would like to purchase some type of road-going motorcycle so that I can go out and be free and do as I please. And he said, well, got money saved up? Yep, got money saved up, sell my dirt bike. Want to go out and get me a on-off-road bike or something that we can do. Sure, son, let me discuss it with your mothers. So he went to my mom and she said, are you stinking crazy? You know what that boy does on a motorcycle? And he said, well, yes. And particular attention was paid to the fact that I convinced 2 of my friends to do an Evel Knievel move and simultaneously jump from 2 different directions, who crashed into each other, and Mark and Jeff came crashing to the ground, breaking opposite arms. Also, I was jumping at one point with my little Hodaka dirt squirt, and tangled myself up in a tree, impaled my arm with a branch, and that wasn't a good situation either. So there's a laundry list of that stuff. So negotiation, bargaining, and capitulation ensued. And it was stated that I should not have access to any vehicle with two wheels that could go over an arbitrary speed. I think that arbitrary speed was like 40 miles an hour, and it had to be under 200 cc's or something like that, and it needed to be safe. So shopping we went, and what was purchased to get me back and forth to my little jobs and things I wanted to do on the weekends was a Honda Passport. Yes. Number one is I rode a scooter. Now you can call it a step through and whatnot. It still looks like a scooter. The wheels are a little bit bigger, but yes, I rode a scooter, and it was actually a pretty decent little bike. What I will tell you is, even though it was supposedly capped out at around 45 miles an hour, I was summarily issued a speeding ticket by the local constabulary while riding my brother to his Little League game at 50 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. So, a little tweaking and a little craziness. I permeated the speed limit that I was subjected to. So that led to a long and storied hobby from thenceforth on, but definitely not my first bike, but not the first time I had limitations put on my horsepower speed limit. Okay, number two is started somewhere right around that same period of time, circa early 1980s. And my best friend at the time, who lived down the street, his family we lived in a small town. I think there was like 1,600 people there. And his dad was a cop. His brother was on the fire department. His brother-in-law was on the fire department. And I was in my early mid-teens. And in our neighborhood, we had an arsonist going around. And I was asked to help out and keep a watch. We did like neighborhood watch kind of things. And from there, I was asked to join the junior fire department. And the local fire department was a volunteer fire department. So kind of throwing this out there right away. Yes, the second thing is I was a volunteer fireman. It lasted on and off for about 10 years. I went from being a junior fireman to being a junior chief. I did that for a little bit and then became a member of the regular fire department, volunteer fire department. So small town, we had a couple of good-sized highways coming through, and there was a fun time, a good way to give back to your community, and just an experience I wouldn't trade for anything else. Lots of camaraderie, learned stuff from some of the older folks that were on the department. And enjoyed it immensely. And I was even in a few of the 4th of July parades. They bring out fire trucks, and it used to be a fireman's parade on 4th of July, and it became 4th of July parade. And you'll see me in a, or at least maybe even have seen me in a uniform, and that's my parade gear at the time. So number 3, and this is where you can't unsee things, circa 1980s, and really I've had to dig pretty deep. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, so there's probably not a lot I have not shared in either comments or on video. So this is all digging pretty deep, and it's all 30 plus years old. But circa early 1980s, I was in high school and had a girlfriend whose sister was much older than her and who was married off, and her husband had a business. And I would help out in between part-time jobs and stuff, doing setups and things like that, and got to know her sister and brother-in-law pretty well. And at the encouragement of actually all 3 of these people, I took a more active role in the business. And it wasn't something I had ever done or ever wanted to do, and kind of begrudgingly went about doing it. And to tell you the truth, I made more than that. I did it for about a year. I made more in that year than I have in 10 years on YouTube. So a little compare and contrast there. The little project that I was on took me to Boston and Albany and a few other cities, and I was a model. I'll show you some pictures here. There's only a couple surviving left. When I broke up with a girlfriend, either I destroyed them or she took them, but there's 2 surviving left, and these are actually from my mom. And I was a model. I did modeling for these little boutique clothing stores, and it was a pain in the rear and fun at the same time, and it wasn't much of anything. I was not famous, I was not good at it, but something I did. So those are 3 things that I have done or about me that nobody knows. So that's the first half of the 3x3 challenge. So the second half of this is for me to nominate 3 people. First of all, I'd like to thank Mason's AVV for nominating me, setting this forth in front of me. Had a little fun digging up some old photographs and sharing a couple of 3 experiences with you in my life. So I'm going to nominate 3 channels, and I invite you to go and visit each and every one of these channels. Good content and good people. So I'm going to nominate 3 channels that maybe need to get their creative juices flowing. The first one is Wheels Not Heels. Awesome channel. She does a great job. Lots of fun to watch her videos. Comes up with some interesting topics and interesting places to visit around where she is. So Wheels Not Heels, you're nominated. 2, Walter Black. He also needs to get his rear in gear, get some creative stuff going. He just purchased a dualsport motorcycle. He crashed his, or had his sport bike, something happened to his sport bike, and he needs to get on that dualsport and do a little vlogging. So hopefully that will help him out. So Walter Black, you are nominated. The third channel is Some for Seb, or Summer for Sebastian. They are out of Canada. They are in wintertime, and I think they could probably put together a nice voiceover 3x3 video for us and share some of their experiences that they've had over the last year or so, or something else that they want to share with us that they haven't yet. So check out Some for Seb. You were nominated for the 3x3 challenge. As I said, all these channels will be linked at the end and down in the description. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate you watching. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Adios.